DC police have been swamped with calls urging them to investigate Michelle Obama, as parents and anti-paedophile groups demand that enough is enough, following a spate of disturbing incidents involving the former First Lady. Frustrated by inaction and high-level cover-ups, dozens of victims have now signed a letter demanding justice, alleging they have been abused by Michelle Obama, who they all claim is biologically male. Is Michelle Obama another powerful man with certain predilections hiding in plain sight? Serial predators have a way of flaunting their deranged success, rubbing it in the faces of their victims. It's a type of psychopathy common among the globalist elite. With each new revelation, it looks less like coincidence and more like design. Psychopathy is a defining characteristic of the compromised characters the satanic elite choose to promote. Compromise is the currency that keeps the system obedient. Blackmail, ritual humiliation, and the deliberate breaking of moral boundaries. This is what they call inversion, the systematic reversal of values. Shame becomes leverage. Corruption becomes initiation. What once would have ended a career becomes proof of loyalty. In that inverted worldview, good is framed as backwards, and evil is repackaged as progress. This is why the world is run by paedophiles, and why so many of their wives are secretly transgender. But the people are waking up, and the elite have never been more afraid of disclosure. In France, the Macron regime is prosecuting ordinary people for sharing their opinion about Brigitte Macron online.
The First Lady of France, Brigitte Macron, has been plagued by unsubstantiated claims about her gender. And in this trial that began today, there are 10 defendants, 8 of them men, 2 women, all between the ages of 41 and 60. They're accused of spreading malicious comments about her online, and if convicted, they could face 2 years in prison.
And in the US, the Obamas are getting desperate, as they understand the jig is up. As whistleblowers and victims come forward, the Obamas' carefully engineered image is cracking, and their media machine is now in full-scale gaslighting mode. There's just one problem with the latest attempt at feminizing the former First Lady. It's not really her. Forensic AI reports indicate that the photo is AI-generated, or digitally altered, to change Michelle Obama's appearance. In reality, the photo isn't Michelle Obama at all, it's Regina Hall. Why are the Obamas lying to the public again? Perhaps the answer can be found by asking why Barack Obama continually slipped up and called his so-called wife Mike during his presidency.
Men and women of the finest military in the world. Most of all, Admiral Mullen, Deborah, Michael and I.
Is anything scaring?
You know, well, when Michelle's mad.
There are plenty more videos of Barack identifying his wife as Mike, which just so happens to have been the name she was born with, Michael LaVaughn Robinson. And she just so happened to be registered to vote as a male in Illinois for decades, only changing her gender on the official government records when her husband was about to run for president. How convenient. Obama's own family have repeatedly hinted that they know the truth about Big Mike. But the media doesn't want to listen, instead demonizing those who dare to speak out and say what everybody else is thinking.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
Joan Rivers died months later, following a botched medical procedure, which her own family declared was highly irregular. Which raises the question, how long can the mainstream media continue covering up what everybody can see with their own 2 eyes? As Obama's victims continue coming forward and demanding justice, online censorship is emerging as their only possible means of maintaining control.
So, you know, at one point, you learn that you have to deal with what you have to deal with when the people in authority are not there to help you. And everybody is so worried about the elite, and we could give those names of Barack Obama, Joe Biden. We know about Michelle Obama, that's a man. We know about Too Short. We know about Akon and Steven Tyler, and we can give those names all day, and everybody is so worried about that. But what you should be worried about is the people that are in between, the people that go as low as your grave diggers. I was trafficked to people within my schools. I was trafficked in underground tunnels that link under your schools, through your cemeteries, under your amusement parks, through Universal Studios, and into Hollywood elite homes, all over the place, all over the world. And people don't understand that, and they can't fathom that, and they can't put that together. But if you think about the things that have come out lately, and there's 200 children missing, and there's 300 children missing, what Amber Alert did you receive? How many times do you receive an Amber Alert every year? And if you think about that, how many children are coming up in your face that have been tortured and abused like this? It exists and it's real. And people don't want to face it. There are millions just like me. There are millions worse off than me. There are millions that people cut off their limbs so they don't fight them back when they rape them. There are millions that they take pleasure in draining their blood and using it as a source of a fountain of youth. People have many sick fetishes, and the Hollywood elite, we sign their paychecks. We sign all of their paychecks every single day. This when you stream their music, when you buy something from their brands, we sign their paychecks. And these are the people that have put something in your face and made you want to believe that you are the ones that are responsible to make them look the way they look. Their image is not what you think it is. They're sick, evil people.
The dam is cracking. Justice is coming. And the elite know it. Dozens of victims are now demanding that Michelle Obama pay the price for her crimes. And those in authority in DC are struggling to contain the controversy. We have the details coming up after this important word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is pillsforever.com. If you think Big Pharma have your best interests at heart, think again. The price of medicine in America has skyrocketed, and there are certain medicines Big Pharma don't want you to know about. That's why I've partnered with pillsforever.com. All of their FDA-approved medicines are the cheapest you'll find anywhere. More importantly, you can order medicines that Big Pharma don't want you to have, such as ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, and fenbendazole. Speaking of fenbendazole, not only does it get rid of parasites that live inside your body, there have been studies that show fenbendazole can help with cancer. Listen to this bombshell interview with Mel Gibson, who says 3 of his friends who had terminal cancer were cured by the very same ivermectin and fenbendazole available at pillsforever.com.
I have 3 friends. All 3 of them had stage 4 cancer. All 3 of them don't have cancer right now at all. And they had some serious stuff going on.
And what did they take?
Jesus. They took some, what you've heard they've taken.
Ivermectin.
Fenbendazole.
Fenbendazole, yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing that a lot.
They drank hydrochloride something or other.
Get 15% off using coupon code People's Voice at the checkout. Please click the link below this video to take advantage of this fantastic offer. For centuries, the elite haven't hidden in the shadows. They've hidden in plain sight. And in recent decades, they've grown bolder, more shameless. Around the world, children raised inside ritualistic cult environments have come forward to describe what they survived. Each time they do, the response is almost identical. The media goes into overdrive. The stories are dismissed. The witnesses are discredited. The word hoax is deployed, fast and relentlessly. And just like that, the perpetrators walk free. Take the Hampstead cover-up. Mainstream outlets worked overtime to frame the case as fabricated, a mass delusion. They called the children liars. But when you watch the children's detailed testimonies, unfiltered, unscripted, you're left with a far more unsettling question. What if this wasn't exposed because it was false, but because it was too dangerous to be believed?
First time when we ever done it with Papa, the first time when we little done it, we had feared so much.
When you did what?
When we killed a baby, the first time. And
you killed the babies?
It. Yes.
You yourself?
With Papa. Papa holding my hand, he helped me. But he told me to cut the baby's head off. But he forced me to. I couldn't.
He held your hand?
He held my hand, yes.
Like what? Show me.
So this is my hand on the knife. he put his big hand on, and he pushed my hand and then cut off the head, like that. And then when we got older, we got more used to it. But then we understood. When my mom found out about it, she told me that it's wrong to do this kind of stuff. So then me and Gabriel had still been used to it, but then we had understood that it's wrong.
And so, what your decision is?
And then our decision, we had still a lot of fear in our head. But then when we read a book called June, it said that fear is the mind killer. So when we heard that, we thought that it was true. It was not really true. But then after, there was a man called Abraham who came to help us. He said that it is true, that fear is the mind killer. And then after, he said we had to face our fear.
The reality is that most people simply can't comprehend the depths of depravity attributed to the elite figures who shape this world, both those operating in the shadows and their visible puppets installed in positions of power. Children are not targeted at random, they're targeted for very specific reasons. This is about inversion, turning innocence into corruption, truth into lies, good into something grotesque. At its core, this is not just a political or criminal struggle, it's spiritual. A war on meaning, a war on morality, and a war against God himself, as Laura Logan explains.
One of the people that I know who's worked in trafficking for decades, an extraordinary man, he told me once, he said, remember that the sinner is allowed to repent, but the wicked, right? The wicked spit in the eye of God. And these people are wicked. They spit in the eye of God every chance they get, because the more pain they can inflict on God through God's creation, that's their goal. That's their goal. Because, the prince of darkness, Satan himself, can never, ever, ever overcome the fact that there is only one creator, and it's not him. But I spoke to a Hispanic American woman who's been in trafficking for many, many decades. She started in Nicaragua. And we were talking about how there's been a shift, a noticeable shift, and where a lot of traffickers in the old days would force girls to have abortion, especially in America. They don't do that anymore because they want them. They're human farming. This is not new, but it wasn't always the way. Now, I'm coming across stories, real victims with documented evidence, where one young girl had 17 children by her foster father, who raped her over and over again. She first gave birth to twins at 9 years old. Okay. And so when we talk now to people in trafficking, these girls are encouraged, in fact, many times deliberately impregnated so that they can provide babies to the trafficking world. And this one woman I spoke to said, when I started out, Americans a lot of the time would have to come to Nicaragua to get babies, or to the Philippines, the other place that she worked. And we talked about how long these children survive, which is in some ways, thankfully, not that long, because it's so unbearable what they're subjected to. And I asked her, how long do the babies survive? And she said, oh, no. No. I mean, the babies don't survive long. In the Philippines, what they would do is they would starve them, and then they would use them for oral sex, because of course the baby that's starved is going to suck. And then they would asphyxiate them. They would die by asphyxiation, when these men obviously finished the job. And, that is pure evil on earth. That is the darkness that I'm talking about.
Exposing the global elite has always been dangerous. Today, it's never been more so. The elite have taken off their gloves. Israel has gone rogue. If you're doing your own research, if you're speaking truth, you're a target. There are a few things you need to know to keep yourself safe. The VPN industry, your supposed shield, is compromised. Proton is funded by World Economic Forum elites pushing Klaus Schwab's digital ID surveillance cage. Even worse, ExpressVPN, CyberGhost, NordVPN and PIA were bought out by Cape Technologies. a shadowy Israeli firm staffed by former Mossad cyber intelligence officials. The fox is guarding the henhouse, and if you're paying them to protect you, make no mistake, they're laughing at you. In 2025, real protection exists. VP.net, built from scratch in 2025 to be verifiable and unbreakable. Legacy VPNs say trust us. VP.net says don't trust, verify. Every connection is shielded by mathematically provable cryptography. No logs, no data, nothing for governments to seize. Fast, unhackable, and as low as $5.55 a month for our viewers. Visit vp.net/TPV now. Your subscription funds the world's first open source audited privacy network, powered by people, not corporations.